That's right.
Here, Mama, I gotta move your stuff over too.
Yeah.
How was that?
Right.
And her daughter?
Yeah.
Mr. Huad.
Let me say hi.
Hi.
Hold on.
Hi, Miss Rita. Hi, Mr.
Oh,
Huad.
you can hear us? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought I'd muted it.
Miss Asmita, can you hear me?
Yes, Bante Vandami.
Suki ho tu. Suki. Neha Didi, can you hear me? Right. Mr. Rajinder, can you hear me?
Vandami Bhante.
Suki ho tu. Suki ho tu. Mr. Huad, I will make you the host, okay?
Certainly, Bante, that'd be fine.
Yes, maybe. Right. Everyone, please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good evening to everyone. As usual, today too I would like to wish that may you be able to develop in your meditation at least a little bit forward. May you be able to move and may you gain at least a little peace, little happiness and insight. Okay. So with those wishes, we are going to start today's meditation. So last week I told you, as usual. So starting from this week, we are going to start the old students. They are going to start the third step of breathing meditation. So third step of breathing meditation is now you are going to narrow down the area that you observe, right? Earlier, the old students, they were told so to observe the breath within a wider area. That means within the area below the nostrils and above the upper lip, right? So whatever the experience that you had within this whole area, so you were asked to observe this for all students. And today we are going to narrow down that area to this small triangular area. So don't focus on this. So the experience of breath within this long areas. So just observe the experience of breath within this small triangular area below the nostrils and above the upper lip, right? So when the breath comes and touches, so when you experience the touch of the breath within this area, be aware. And don't go with the breath even inside your nostrils, right? So just focus, narrow your focus up to this small triangular area, right? And when it comes and touches, sometimes you will start feeling heat, right? Sometimes you will feel coldness, right? Whatever the experience it is, just note it, right? Be aware and note it. And sometimes when the breath comes and touches, you will feel like the itching sensation or pinching sensation. Let it be so. Don't hate it. Just observe and be aware. Right now, within this small triangular area, I'm experiencing this kind of an experience, right? So just observe the breath as it is, right? The touch of the breath as it is within the small triangular area below the nostrils and above the upper lip. So newcomers, the meditators who couldn't come for a short time, but who started the second step. You feel like you can't focus right away with the experience on the experience. So within that small triangular area, so then start observing the experience within the wider triangular area, right? Okay, and the students who are joining today or who recently joined, they are kindly requested to practice the first step. What you have to do is please observe the breath as it is. When it is coming in, be fully aware, right? And don't go with the breath all the way in. Go with the breath up to the end of your nostrils, right? And then let it go in. When it comes back, it will touch the very same area. Wait until it comes back and touch the end of your nostrils, right? Then after that, be aware that your breath is going out. When it is coming in, be aware. When it is going out, please be aware. If it is long, if it is short, if it is gross, if it is soft, let it be so. Just keep on being aware, right? That is for the newcomers and the beginners or the students who joined recently, right? So you have to observe you have to practice the first step of breathing meditation, right? And so please practice like that accordingly. And last week I told you that I will teach you about the responsibilities of the parents towards the children and the children towards the parents, right? So at the beginning, I teach you something which is good for your external life, right? At the end, I do a small teaching, but it is for your internal development. That means for the development of your own practice. But this one is always focused on the external development of your life. When you have a good external life, right, uh, then it is easier to develop in meditation. There are so many conflicts that are going, if there are so many conflicts going around you, then you can't focus on your practice because the situation is not calm. The environment is not calm. Therefore, it is very important to have a good outside environment, right? Good external environment for a meditator to have a good practice of meditation, right? So, 2 weeks ago, I taught you about the responsibilities of a wife towards the husband and then husband towards a wife. And this one is the second phase of that, right? Let's see. I'm teaching in brief. I'm not going to go into deep details because we don't have a lot of time. So I will teach everything in 5-10 minutes. Okay. So number one of first duty of a parent towards the child is first responsibility of a parent towards the child is so teaching that child what is wrong, right? What is wrong and avoiding that child, restraining that child from doing wrong actions. That's the first duty of a parent. It doesn't matter that parent comes from, so whatever the country that parent comes from, that doesn't matter. Whatever the religion that parent comes from, that doesn't matter. Everybody has to do it. They have to refrain, so restrain their children from doing wrong actions, right? And you can write, so you are provided notebooks. Today you were gifted notebooks, you can write them down in the journal. So inside there's pen, so you can write them down. Right. Number one, restraining the kids from doing, teaching them what's wrong, and then helping them to restrain from doing bad. Number two, second responsibility of a parent is to teach what's good and to encourage them in doing good. That's number two, right? So you teach the kid these are the good things. Giving or sharing is a good thing. Talking nice is a good thing. Like that, you teach the kids, right? According to their age, and you encourage them to do good. You can't. So more than forcing, encouragement is the best, right? Please encourage the kids to do good. Third one is giving them a good education. Many people think giving education is the most important. It is important, but more than that, first two are the most important. That's why Buddha placed them at the front, right? Somebody may not have a good education, but still they can survive if they know what's good and what's bad. That person will live a harmless life, right? Sometimes the uneducated good person is better than an educated monster, right? So we can understand that. So third one is giving them a good education, right? To have a good future occupation, not only that, to know about the world, we should give them a good education. That's number 3, right? Number 4 is so helping them to have a good marriage, right? So that can be uh, that can happen because of an affair, that can become that can happen because of an arranged marriage, whatever it is, a good. So you have to help them to have a good marriage, right? So then that's number 4. And number 5, handing over the inheritance at the proper time, right? So instead of clinging to the properties and all those things all the way, when it is the right time, so share, you have to share, right? If you are a parent, it is better to share uh, what you have, right? What you have with your kids at the right time in your life, right? So that's number 5. These are the 5 duties of a parent towards the child, right? Teaching what's bad and discouraging them from doing bad, refraining from them from doing bad, teaching them what is good, and encouraging them to do good. And then after that, so giving them a good education, right? Then number 4, so helping them to have a good marriage, right? And then after that, number 5, giving your inheritance equally on the right time. The other thing is, you should not when you give the inheritance, you should not consider about their external situation. One child may be very rich, one child may be very less, but still, when you give as a parent, you should give them equally. That's their case. You should share those things equally so that in the future they won't have a grudge towards you, right? So those are the duties of a parent towards the child. Now, the duties of a child towards the parents, right? Number 1, so they have to think. The children have to think about the support that they got. Uh, so conditionless support that they got from the parents. So parents, when they help you, they have no condition. In when it comes to all other so lovings, they have conditions. If you do like this, I'll do this. If you don't do this, then I won't love you. This happens, right? That's why you see divorces. Then, then, but here, the parents help you without any condition, because the parents have 4 kinds of great qualities. They share 4 kinds of great things with the children, right? Unlimited loving kindness, unlimited. If you want, you can write them down or memorize, right? Unlimited loving kindness. Their loving kindness towards the children, not towards the other people, but towards the children. It's unlimited. And then their compassion, right, towards the children, that's unlimited. Their sympathetic joy towards the children, that's unlimited, right? What is sympathetic joy? That means being happy when the other person is successful, right? Sometimes even the siblings, they feel little jealous when the other sibling becomes successful. That happens. But parents, they become very happy, right? Number 4, equanimity, balance of mind. Whatever you do, uh, so even though you are grateful and help them, or though you are not grateful and don't help them, they don't develop any grudge, right? This is the 4th quality of a parent. They share these 4 things with you without any condition and limitlessly. No limit, right? And then because of that, thinking about this, understanding this, the children should think like this. They supported me when I was not at a good condition. And right now, I should, because of that, I should support them, right? Then, how do you support them? You have to support them providing four things. Number one, clothing. They need clothes. Number two, food. Number three, a place to live, right? And number four, medication. These are the four things mainly that you should share with your parents, right? And then, so doing their duties, that means if they cannot do certain things, helping them to do those things. That is doing their duties. That's the second responsibility of a child towards the parent. Number three, keeping the family tradition. Certain families have good traditions. I'm not talking about bad tradition. If there is bad tradition, if you think that it's bad, you have to let it go. Can't help, right? If it is harmful towards you, towards the others, then you should let it go, right? For an example, your father, so I hope may it not happen, but if your father is a drinker, then the sons should not follow because that's what my father and grandfather did, right? So like that, for an example. And then protecting and developing the family inheritance. Whatever they give to you, you have to protect it, right? Then after that, you have to develop it too, right? You have to develop it when they give you something. And if they give you a handful of grain, rice, right? You should put it in the field and you should multiply, right? So you gain the harvest and you once again reap. You gain the harvest, you reap again, right? Like that. So you should grow it again, and then like that you should develop whatever they give to you, right? That's number four. And number five, sharing, doing good deeds on behalf of them when they passed away. When your mother passed away or father passed away, so you should do good things on behalf of them. You go to so you bring so in so Sri Lankan tradition, what they do is they bring dana to the temple, right? Not only Sri Lanka, neighboring countries. Or you bring food to the homeless people, right? And you distribute that. And you help poor people, right? You do some volunteering. And finally, you should think, may all this good energy be with my departed relatives, departed mother, father, or relative, right? That's how you should do it, right? These are the five responsibilities that children does have towards the parents, right? And one lady asked last time to describe how to deal with so their parents, and sometimes they cannot deal with so certain disobedient teenagers. In very brief, so in 4 5 sentences, I'll let you know what to do. Number one, you have to honor their feeling. That's number one. You have to be behind, honor their feelings, right? And then when they did a good thing, you have to appreciate them. And um, when they did a bad thing, you should not scold at once. Instead, you have to explain why they did the bad thing, right? And then use positive force. Let's say they did something wrong, but they have done that good in the past. Using positive force means appreciate. Say it like this. Or you have various kinds of nice words in your language, right? In English, let's say darling. Oh, my darling, you did these kinds of nice. You washed your face every day in the past. How are kind of a nice kid, But today, I think my darling has forgot to wash your face using positive force. This is very important. And explain the boundaries. Those are things that you can practice, especially positive force. Okay. And if you need more teachings, then let's discuss later on. That's for that mother. Right. Now, when you fulfill these duties towards each other, then you will have a good good relationship between the children and the parents, and parents will bless you. And that is one of the biggest blessings that you can have in your life. When they are happy, when they are contented, in return they'll bless you. May my children live comfortably, happily, harmoniously, and prosperously. That will be a big blessing for your life. Okay. And now we are going to start. Everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, and head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm. Please close your eyes. Now, very calmly, please take a deep breath. Let it go. And now, please calm completely. Calm down completely. I'm going to pay our sincere respect to the Buddha. And after that, we are going to start. Everyone, please concentrate. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyacharana sampanno sugato lokamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo Sanditiko akaliko, ehi pasiko opanaiko, pachatang veditamo, vinyuhiti. Supanipangno bhagavato savaka sangho, ujupanimangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Nyaya patipangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Sami panipangno bhagavato savaka sangho. Yadinang chattari purisa yugani. Ate purisa puggala. Esa bhagavato savaka sangho. Ahuneyo pahuneyo. Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyakhitang Lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are practicing the first step of breathing meditation, please keep doing so. And if you are practicing the second step or third step, please keep doing so. Whatever the meditation practice, kind of breathing meditation practice that you follow, I sincerely wish may you be very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation. May you be very, very successful. Please start the meditation right now. Now, everyone, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. So please keep your eyes closed. But if your legs are paining, you can relax the posture now. Now, with a very calm mind, let's start sharing our loving kindness with all the beings in the world. First, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves, with you. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, let's share our loving kindness with your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Me, my dear mother, me, my dear father, me, my dear teachers, relatives, and friends. Be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards your parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Now, let's spread our sincere loving kindness towards the people in the middle. We are going to think of the people who are not your friends and at the same time who are not your enemies, the neutral people. May all the neutral people also be well. May all the neutral people also be happy. May all the neutral people also be very peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the neutral people. Now, let's think about our enemies. We have to understand all of us, all the beings, they have negativities. And we all, when we cannot suppress our negative emotions, we act on them. The mental thought finally becomes a physical reaction, physical action. And then sometimes we harm the others and others harm us. But no use of keeping grudges towards anyone. Instead, please let those grudges go and let your mind to become light. And then let's share our loving kindness with all the enemies. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Now, let's share our loving kindness with all the beings in the world. Not only human beings, we think about the animals, birds, fish, and visible beings, invisible beings. And we share our sincere loving kindness with all those beings. May all beings in the world be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Bhavattu sabbe mangalam rakantu sabbe devata samme buddhanubhamin samme dhammanubhamin samme sanghānubhamin sada sutti bhavantutti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, very calmly, please open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom, bottom to top. And please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, when you practice loving kindness meditation, when it comes to the enemies, please do it sincerely. Because no use of living in the world with grudges, right? So when you have grudges, always you are suffering, right? So it is better if you are a person who likes a happy life, a comfortable life, a peaceful life, better to let go of the grudges that we have, right? If you have a grudge, so whatever you do in your life, the en- so the enemy also will have a part in it. At least you might think, so at least you might produce thought thinking like this. So whenever whenever you succeed, you will think, may my enemy see this and become jealous and get hurt, right? When you don't succeed, when you decline in life, again your enemy might have a part. Even sometimes you might think this kind of thought. If my enemy sees this, then I will have to face a lot of shame, a huge shame, right? Like that. So whenever you have grudges with anyone, then you have to suffer in life. Buddha described it just like developing grudges and keeping it inside. It was described as uh, a person who is keeping burning charcoal on one's hand, right, and waiting, right? And when you keep a burning charcoal on your hand, the more you keep it with you, you are not going to become comfortable. You are not happy. You are not peaceful, right? Then, whenever you let go of that burning charcoal, then you are not suffering. Since that moment, you are comfortable, right? In the same manner, grudges should be thrown away. Until they are with you, you suffer. Whenever you let them go, you stop your suffering, right? So don't keep grudges towards anyone. And the other thing is, the life is something which moves forward. Clinging to the past things of the people that you met in your life, uh, so that makes you regressive, right? You can't become progressive fully, right? So better to let it go. When you have a burden on your shoulder, can you run fast, or do you have to go slow? You have to go slow. You can't move fast. In the same manner, when you have grudges in your life, you can't move fast. When you cling to the unnecessary things, unfortunate things that happen in your life, right? So when you cling to them, right, you can't move faster. You can't move forward faster. If you want to go, so you have to throw that burden away, and then you can run. Got it? So let those grudges go, right? Now, then please let, if you have any grudge towards anyone, try to let it go and live your life comfortably, peacefully, and happily. So, starting from today, I'm going to teach you about the 4 friends of meditation. Before last week, I was teaching about the 5 enemies of meditation. Starting from today, we are learning about the 5 friends of meditation. Right? In Pali, the first one is called as Chanda. Chanda means will or desire. So there are 2 kinds of desires in the world. One desire is the bad desire. That's wrong. And there is another desire which is the good desire. It is wanted, it is needed for someone to practice and develop in the Dhamma practice, meditation practice. So desire is the first one. Ancient word is chand. So this word is visible in many South Asian languages, right? So all of you know. So chand. The chanda is the driving force of any action, any process. If you don't have the desire to do something, you are not going to do it. Uh, there's that English adage. I remind you. So one can take the horse to the water, but 50 cannot make it drink. Why is that? It doesn't have the desire, right? Right, Sana? So if it doesn't have the desire, it doesn't drink. You can beat it, you can do anything, but it is not going to drink. Why? It doesn't want, right? So desire is good desire is important to develop in the practice, but it doesn't come just like the bad desire. To uh, to lie, for an example, to lie, you don't need to teach the children, right? Just like a birthright, it counts. Sometimes you have chocolates inside your fridge, they go and eat. So even though you forget, it is forbidden for them to touch the chocolate so without your permission. And after that, when you ask, did you eat the chocolates? You can see the the chocolate remainings all over their mouth. But they say, no, I didn't eat any chocolate. I even didn't touch that. They lie, but nobody told them. So throughout many lives, we have done it. So you don't have to eat that. So the desire to lie, it came so naturally because it is there. It is easier. That's what we have practiced for many lives, right? So to harm the other people, to kill the other people, to steal, to practice sexual misconduct, to take intoxicants, to practice abusive words, to practice delusive words. You don't have to teach. Whenever the situations arise, uh, all of us have developed our mind to a certain level. When that level, when we pass, when the so that level has the red line. Whenever that red line is crossed, the good person becomes a beast, right? That happens, right? Can you? So all of you sit here just like saints. Can you remember? Can you remember the times, the difficult times in your life? Whenever the times that you met your red lines, at such times, how can you believe you were the person who behaved in that with that bad behavior? Can you believe? So it is naturally it comes out. The beast it comes out. Since you have certain dharma practices in your life, so that beast is under control. But whenever you read that red point, you can do anything. Yes, that happens. So to do bad things, there is this desire. But to do good things, you know how hard it is. So not getting anger is a good desire. But can you stick to that? Even during this meditation session, haven't you developed any at least an irritation feeling? You develop. That's a form of anger. You have that, right? So, uh, so such kind of desire to develop negative emotion, right? Negativities, they are there. But desire to develop positivities, it's not a birthright. We have practiced it. It is the least thing that we have practiced throughout our lives, even in this life, right? Then, uh, then we have to develop. We have to strengthen. If you want to develop in the meditation practice, you have to strengthen the good desire to develop positivities in your life. If not, you won't develop in your meditation practice. For that, what should we do? Number one, to develop good desire, right? To develop good desire, you have to understand why you are doing something good. Right? For an example, you have the desire to do practice meditation. You have to know why you are practicing meditation, right? That's what I do during the first 2-3 sessions. I try to develop your good desire to practice meditation, right? But the teacher only can provide the sources. 75% should come from you. You have to think. You have to think about the good benefits that you can gain from meditation, and you have to light that fire inside. right? If not, you'll come 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, and then you will drop out. I'm glad there are so many good students who have that desire inside, the fire inside. So that's wonderful to see. You have to feel that you are very lucky, right? You are very lucky, and you should develop that desire. And then you think about the benefits, and you develop the desire. And at the same time, you had recognized. So you had recognized. So these the obstacles that can weaken this desire, right? For an example, if you associate bad kind of people, I mean bad friends, then that's something which can weaken the good desire, right? Let's say you associate bad friends. So they are into bad practices. They are not into good practices. They they discourage you. Uh, let's say so you let them know that you on every Friday evening you go for the meditation session, right? And then what they'll but they go to nightclubs on Fridays, and they'll tell, oh, so you are very young and you have a lot of life time to enjoy. Why are you going to meditation? Are you sick of your life? So then this is the time to enjoy. So don't go for the meditation. You can go for the meditation later on. Let's go to the club to dance for a Friday dance, right? So and have some drink like that. They'll discourage you. It doesn't mean they are here bad friends means it doesn't mean that they are dangerous. So here bad friends means since they discourage you, they discourage you from doing the right thing, doing the positive thing, right? Then when you associate such kind of people, since your good desire goes down, so you have to be aware when you associate them, and at the same time you should try to cut down their bad influences, and at the same time you should, if they are doing bad practices, then better to keep them at the hand's length, right? And meanwhile you have to associate good friends, those who encourage you, and those who help you to develop this good desire, right? So now in the meditation session, you have a lot of good friends, right? They'll encourage you. They'll let you know this is a good practice. Meditation is good thing. So let's do it. Let's work hard. Let's do it for the benefit of you and for benefit of everyone, right? Then they encourage you. Then by thinking about the benefits of your spiritual goal, and then by not associating bad friends and by associating good friends, so you gain the ability to maintain and develop the good desire, right? And whenever you have a good desire, right, then whenever you want to achieve something in your life, especially meditation, so you should, the first thing that you should have is you should have a plan, right? You should have a plan. So that's number one. So having a plan. What is the plan? Every day. So this is not just like quick noodles. I have to develop little by little. I can't become the Buddha within one day, right? So I can't become enlightened within one day. So gradually I should practice. Thinking so, the plan is every day in the morning, you are a busy person. So in the morning, you sit and practice. In the evening, you sit and practice, right? So you every day in the morning, you determine, right? Today, somehow, I'll sit and practice in the morning. I'll sit and practice in the evening, right? So number one, you should have a plan, right? Your goal is to reach the the eternal happiness and eternal peace within, right? The first one is having a plan, right? And number two, breaking it into small goals, right? Breaking it into small goals means so there you want to attain this eternal peace and eternal happiness, but you have to do it gradually. So first you will practice concentration, and then after that you will practice vipassana, and then you will practice loving kindness meditation. Like that, you will practice gradually. You let go of your negativities, and you will try to attain. So you will try to develop all the positivities and attain real peace, right? So small. Then you have to go with the small task, right? And every day you have a task. What is the task? Practicing meditation for 2 times. In the morning for 10-15 minutes, in the evening for 10-15 minutes, right? So these things you can apply it into other things too in your life, but I'm teaching this according to the meditation, right? And number three, so once a month you have to check how you are doing, right? You have to check your progress once a month. I gave you a chart, right? Nasip. All right. So I gave you a chart, and in that chart, at the end of the month, so you have certain things to fill, right? You have to give marks for yourself. So you have to check your progress, not only in meditation, even in your other tasks too. But here I'm talking about meditation. So check how you are doing once, at least once a month. If you can do it weekly, wonderful. But at least once a month, check. And if there is any goal that you couldn't achieve, leave a little bit of time for that, right? So, for an example, uh, then if you couldn't concentrate very well for a long time, then you leave 5 minutes for walking meditation. Practice walking meditation for 5 minutes at the start before you start practicing the breathing meditation, and then you practice breathing meditation. But you don't cut down the time for breathing meditation, right? Okay. And then you have to track your progress. Now you have to understand. Earlier, I couldn't focus for 10 seconds. Now I can focus for 10 seconds. Earlier, I couldn't focus for 20 seconds. Now I can focus for 20 seconds, right? Earlier, I was not mindful at the things that I was doing. Now I am better. I can focus on the things that I do, right? Earlier, I got angry at everyone that I met, but now it is not. Now, so that anger, constant anger, has gone down, right? Earlier, my relationship with my coworker, it was not good. Now it is improved, right? Or improved, like that. You have to check, right? And then reward number 5. Reward yourself for little wins. That means whenever you, for an example, so you work hard and you uh, try to concentrate your mind at least for 10 seconds. Whenever then so you let your mind know. On the day that I could concentrate my mind for 10 seconds, I will give you a treatment. What kind of treatment? You will cook the best food that you like, the favorite food that you like, and eat, or you will go to the favorite restaurant that you like. Like that, you give a small bribe, right? So whenever you could concentrate continuously for 10 seconds on that day, you treat yourself, right? To appreciate your win. Okay. And then so embrace the positive peer pressure. That means um, so whenever you come to the meditation session, you see there were certain people earlier who were not in good shape. Now, later on, when you check, you see them in very good shape. Now their concentration has improved, their mindfulness has improved, and their calmness has improved, their happiness has improved, right? All those sides of that person, you can clearly see that person has improved. Now you think, I'm also a person like that. Why I can't do that? I also should do this. I also should work hard. Thinking so, you work, right? You work hard continuously every day. Not to compete, but just so to achieve good results, right? Then the number 7, so practice gratitude, right? So the first person that you have to be grateful is you. In this, among various kinds of temptations and distractions, now you are still practicing. If you are, if you were continuously coming for 3-4 weeks even, that is also a big thing, right? So you have to appreciate yourself. You have to be grateful for your determinations, and you have to think, oh, how wonderful! I have enough. So I'm grateful that I have enough good determination and ability to practice this, and so I have a very strong sense of commitment inside me. I'm thankful for my own that ability, and then you have to be thankful towards everyone that help you. So teacher and even the co-meditators. If they were making big noises, you might not have a good meditation here, right? So even for them, you have to be grateful, right? Then then practicing gratitude, and then after that, so if you have time, right, read about the spiritual people, right? The spiritual people who practice about Buddha, about Ramar Maharshi, or any Jain Mahavira, or anyone. So who practice well and achieved success, achieved very peaceful minds, very happy minds, and so very calm mind, right? So reading about, when you read about them, then you develop further motivation too, right? And then uh, at the same time, please keep your environment clean too. When you have a messy environment, it won't help your practice. So therefore, for a good meditator, keeping a clean environment is also important, right? Messy environment sometimes can cause a messy mind, right? So clean environment encourages you to have a clean mind. So keep a good clean environment too. All these things will help you to develop chanda, right? According to Buddha, All these things can help you to develop chanda inside, the desire, good desire. And it will motivate and it will push you to practice further and further and further. I sincerely wish. May you be able to develop this good desire within and may you be able to practice very ardently. May it drive you until you attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Nibbana. With those thoughts, now we are going to conclude. Everyone, please think together, all of us gathered here, and we practice this noble non-sectarian technique of meditation and accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of this positive energy, please think, may all our troubles be away. May all the good things happen in our lives. May we be able to live a long life, healthily, happily, and comfortably. And may be able to gain a good beauty, mental and physical strength, mental and physical comfort, and wisdom too. Practicing Dhamma path, may all of us attain the ultimate peace, Nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please concentrate. Abhivadana silise nichang baddha pachaino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjito. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. May all the good happen to you. Take rest. Good night to everyone. Good night. Good night, Mr. Fuad and Mrs. Rita.
Good night, Bante. Thank you so much for
Good
a beautiful
night.
evening.
Hi. Asmita Didi, good night and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Good night, Bante. Thank you for today's session. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Mrs. Tema, good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. May you be happy. Neha Didi, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you. Thank you
Good
for the
night.
session.
May you be happy. Mr. Rajshekhar, good night. Ms. Rajender, Ms. Rajender, good night. Swati Akka, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you. Thank you for the
Good night.
tips. Thank you.
May
Good
you be
night.
happy. Good night.
Good night, Bhante.
Good night. Secure, Mr. Rajender.